Let's talk about how to improve your production, your gross commission income, net income, how to expand your influence through a team.
Welcome to the Icon Coaching Mastermind session with Sean Kokoska and Coach Rob Daniel.
Welcome. All right. Let's have some fun together today, guys. Let's talk about how to improve your production, your gross commission income, net income, how to expand your influence through a team, and some other things that we can do here at Icon Coaching that are going to definitely help you make that happen so fast, so easy. All right, so we've just got a few in the room thus far, yet I see some others in the waiting room. I'll go ahead and let them in. As we're waiting, guys, as always, I love to just start with something really positive. Tell me something that's happened. Maybe you got a buyer under contract. You took a new listing. Maybe you called that expired listing for the first time and you overcame that fear. Talk to me about something good that's happened over the course of the last week. Right on. Maybe I'll go to my team members. Rob Daniel, you have something that's happened that's been exciting. Talk to me.
I mean, again, I'm trying to think. I don't sell houses on here and that kind of thing, but I can say that if we're just saying what is good and what's happened and that kind of stuff, I got to go Saturday. I sold my house Friday, got it closed and sold. I'm sad. I sold it in celebration. I'm living in the cold now in Lynchburg, Virginia, but I did Saturday. And one of the reasons I'm here is I've got a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old grandson, and they both had basketball games and they both won. And so I got to go see them for the first time.
And I love that, Rob. Way to go. I know you're sad about selling the house at celebration, yet everything happens for a reason. We get this, right? There's always a reason behind it. Somebody else, tell me something good.
I took the tally of number of whole calls I made, expired calls for the month of January. And we came in right at 2,200 calls made. Out of that, 172 contacted, added 15 to the database, set up a total of 6 appointments.
Wow.
The rest of them just kind of waiting till a little bit further out, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, that is phenomenal, Sam. Way to go. That is winning, my friend. I love it. Anybody else? Thank you. Anybody else? Tell me something good.
I'm making appointments like crazy for my seminar.
There you go. And Sandy, you're going to be able to milk that for months, by the way.
Oh.
Months and months, if not years. So
yeah.
Congratulations on that, by the way. And by the way, if you don't know, guys, Sandy is helping people establish trusts, and she's really focused on probate right now in the state of California. And so, it's step by step. It's a longer tail approach. Yet at the same time, you're getting paid for helping them set up trusts through the organization that you've identified with. By the way, do you mind sharing that contact info?
It's LSPN Pro.
LSPN Pro network.
Yeah, LSPN Pro. It's a network where you go in and they've just really. I'm talking to these attorneys. I've helped about 9 people get trusts last year. So they are using, they use me a lot, and they talk to me on the weekends. They talk to me which is pretty crazy because most attorneys don't even do that. I'm dealing with 6 probate attorneys right now, and I can't even get them to file petitions that are locally. So it makes it a little bit tough. But we also are offering them to look over their real estate, give them values for their real estate, do a financial needs analysis for them, and set them up for estate planning. So when I'm talking to these people, I have a notepad like this that I talk to them and I write down everything, and they're just giving me their information because we gave them so much value, and there was no selling involved. It was just to make them think. And everybody's going, boy, did you make us think. So I talked to about 3 people today to see, because I invited them, and I didn't do a check-in. I didn't do any of that. I figured if they want to call me, they'll call me. And so I talked to 3 people today that didn't sign in. And they said, yeah, I do want to get a hold of you. Me and my brother want to come and talk to you. And they have about 15 properties. So I found some really good ways to restructure people's estates so they can do tax-free retirement, which is huge. So this is going to blow up like really, really big. So I'm excited.
No doubt. And then you become the realtor of choice because that's what you do. I love it.
And that is what I tell them when I'm talking to them. I tell them, listen, real estate is my gig. So if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, please, you don't have to ask me permission. Just share my number. Just make sure you let me know so I can thank you.
Fantastic, Sandy.
So
Way to go. And Sandy, I've loved working with you over the last several years, one-on-one in a coaching relationship. And I just love to see you implementing, employing all of these great ideas. Congratulations. Way to go. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today is accountability. A lot of people, they shiver when they hear that word, right? They're just like, I don't want to be accountable. Hey, let's face it, guys, there are three reasons that people become realtors, right? Number one is freedom. Number two is flexibility. And the third is, of course, financial wealth, because every realtor we know is just loaded. Am I right? They're all wealthy. Now, that's not the case because most agents, they choose freedom and flexibility first, and therefore they never get around to financial wealth. As if you simply chose discipline first. And this is the one mission I have for today, and that is to get you to engage in some sort of accountability. See, I believe when you're open to being accountable, you're open to extraordinary success in your life. I truly do. As I look at my first year in real estate, when I was 20 years old, I joined Remax and we started a team. And I thought, man, my way is the only way. I know everything. First 6 months, guys, I struggled. When I opened my mind to coaching, to training, to accountability, then everything rapidly changed. And as a 21-year-old kid, I think my second year in real estate, 7 of the 12 months that I worked were $100,000 plus commission months as a 21-year-old kid. So I just want you to open your mind to all the possibilities around you. And I can't tell you how many people have approached me for accountability through coaching, through consulting, through training, that I've been able to jump from 5 million in total sales volume per year to over 500 million in sales volume per year simply by applying our methodology. So we have something really exciting that I wanted to talk to you about today, because traditional coaching, one of the things that breaks my heart is that it's well, number one, time consuming, and therefore it's very expensive. I think you guys would agree with that. Many of you on this call have paid me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for coaching and consulting. And while I thank you and I love that, my family loves that. At the same time, we started brainstorming between Mason Tenney, who's head of our marketing, Rob Daniel, who's our CEO, with Joey Satariano, who's one of our coaches. And we started talking about, okay, how could we make this affordable for every agent on the face of the planet? How could we do that? So we came up with a new idea, and that is that we're rolling this out this week. In fact, we're going to roll it out today, right now. Mason, I know you've got the landing pages set up. You've got all of the information there on those landing pages. And we call it Accelerated Breakthrough Plus, where for just $47 a month, that's it, you guys, you can engage in a group accountability session with Rob Daniel and a 1-hour mastermind. Well, it's 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how it's rolling, right? 45 minutes to an hour mastermind every single week. If you did the math on that, guys, it would cost you around $5 per session, okay? So I would just encourage you to plug into accountability, because again, that's our greatest challenge as independent contractors, guys. We want all that freedom, all that flexibility, and we struggle being accountable. Now, in this format, you're gonna have to report your numbers on a weekly basis in a transparent format. And as I said earlier, if you're open to accountability, you're open to extraordinary success. So there's going to be a web form that you complete every single week, outlines the number of hours you invested in lead generation. I don't care what modality. Maybe you did it at Starbucks or at line at the grocery store, or maybe you door knocked or picked up the phone and did circle prospecting, FSBOs, expireds, whatever that is. You're going to report how many hours you invested in lead generation. Then you're going to report the number of live conversations that you created. How many appointments were scheduled on the buyer side of the fence versus the seller side of the fence. Then how many buyer agency contracts, listing contracts, and properties placed under contract. And we're going to create a fun and friendly kind of a competition amongst a community of like-minded leaders, people who choose to be accountable. See, that's a choice that's going to make you. You get this. First, you make the choice to be accountable, then that choice will make you. And what do you want your future to look like? And maybe you're like me and you're struggling right now a little bit with, being accountable to time block the time and make the phone calls and, just set the appointments. Yet, here's the thing. When you make the decision to engage in this group, Rob, go ahead and wave your hand. There he is. Give us some of those fireworks, bud. There it is. I love it. Rob Daniel is going to hold you accountable to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in order to provide for yourself and your loved ones at a very, very high level. Now, I want to hear from somebody today. Tell me a time when you were held accountable in an appropriate way and you achieved the goals that you set for yourself. So you may have some thoughts there when you were being accountable or being held accountable.
Can I share?
Please, Jack, take it away.
I started accountability with you, I think like 2-3 months ago to call people, 15 people a day. And last month, actually this year, I think we opened 6 escrows. Yeah.
Way to go. 6 escrows 5 weeks into the year is not bad for Southern California. That's for sure. LA.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I mean, the average agent in California only does 4 or 5 transactions a year. And you've already exceeded that in the first 5 weeks of the year. Way to go, Jack. And now here's the thing. In coaching, what we do is we're going to hold you accountable. It's not about micromanaging, yet we're going to hold you accountable to the activities that you've agreed to do until you have the mindset to be accountable. So quick question, would you rather be held accountable or would you rather be accountable? Let me hear from somebody real quick. And what's the difference? Being held accountable versus being accountable? And how do you get there? Talk to me.
It's an expectation. You come in intending to do that instead of reacting to not have done it.
I love it. Well said, Mr. Andrews. I love it. Fantastic. And Mason, are you prepared? Could you maybe show your screen and just show them the landing page for the Accelerated Breakthrough Plus program?
Yeah.
Again, guys, it's just $47 a month. Anybody can afford that. And yet when you plug into that, I can only imagine you're going to increase your production by, I don't know, 20, 30, 50, 100% this year over last.
Yeah.
How many of you guys want to make 2024 your best financial year of your lifetime? Anyone? I know I do too. So this was a very simple and inexpensive way to make that happen. We just said, okay, how can we cut out all the fat? Guys, I'm not going to make any money off of this, and I don't care to. What I do care about is you and your success. So essentially, for roughly $11.50 a week, you can be held accountable to do the things you need to do. I got to tell you that it changed my career when I opened my mind to accountability. It really set the trajectory of my life. And I got to tell you, I worked my ass off in my 20s. In my 30s, I was able to maybe pull back just a little bit, yet I just kept getting coaching and I kept getting accountability and I started pushing down again on the gas pedal. Then through my 40s, I got to tell you, now that I'm in my 50s, I'm able to coast. Now, by the way, if you have teenagers in your life, if you have 20-somethings in your life, I would encourage you to buy the book and give it to them as a gift. It's The Defining Decade. The Defining Decade. Now, the book essentially says, work your ass off in your 20s. Because as you do that, it's going to set the rest of your life up for success. Now, that's exactly what I did. It's exactly what many of you have done. And as a direct result, we're at the top of our game, no doubt. So Mason,
Yes.
do you mind sharing your screen and walk them through that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta
So
give you permission. Oh, you got it.
yeah, so on this page, it is extremely straightforward, guys. We are not trying to overcomplicate anything. You'll see this video right here with Rob. Rob does a great job. He explains everything. And then right down here, you can fill in your info. And this is pretty much everything you get. So like Sean mentioned, you get your community, right? And this is a community where I like to look at it almost as like a support community. You have access to us here at Icon Coaching. You have access to everybody else in the community. So instead of, having to jump on a sporadic call or try to get a hold of one individual person for a problem you might have, you can just post this stuff in our community and get an answer to anything that you need help with, right? That's what we're here to do. We're here to provide support for you. So you get that community. As Sean mentioned, you get that weekly accountability call with Rob. He's going to, hold your feet to the fire, make sure you're taking care of everything. And like Sean mentioned as well, the way we're going to keep track of that is with a weekly survey. So I'm going to be sending this out to you guys every single week. And you just go in and you just, like Sean mentioned, you fill out your info. How many hours did you spend? How many conversations did you have? Contracts, everything. And that's going to force you to look at what you're doing. And a lot of times, at least in my experience, I found that when I'm forced to look at the actions I've been taking, they did not match up to what I thought I was doing in my head. And I found that my brain likes to play tricks on me like that. And so having that concrete data that you can look at, knowing that other people are looking at the same thing, going to be, keeping you accountable, keeping you to what you say you're going to do, right? We all have our goals. It's the beginning of the year. We want to accomplish a bunch of things in 2024. 2024 can absolutely be your year. You just have to stick to the things that you say you're going to do. And then on top of that, we got the weekly master classes where we go deep on different topics for building your real estate business, right? Obviously, there's a lot of things that go into building a successful real estate business. And that's what we're here to help you achieve. So you can plug in, there will be recordings of all the calls, so you'll get access to all of that. And then on top of that, we're going to be putting in some members only content as well. So we're going to be, little pieces of content, tips, strategies, new things that we find, basically anything related to increasing your production, increasing your real estate business as a whole. This is the place for it. And, you're going to be hard pressed to find anything at this level, at this price point. And so I'm super excited for you guys. I'm excited to be working on this project myself, get to know some of you guys a bit better through the community, and really just help you guys grow, because that's why we're here and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so they get full access to the members area, correct, Mason?
Yes, that's correct.
Which includes all the replay links of all 16 sessions of Accelerated Breakthrough, plus the workbooks. You get the 20-point buyer presentation or listing presentation. We'll give you access to a social media training program that is a do-it-yourself program. Yet after about, 10, 12 hours invested in the training program, you can literally manage your own ads on Facebook and Instagram without any headache or hassle. You'll know exactly what to do and how to do it. So gang, I just encourage you, plug into this. There's over $10,000 worth of content and you get access for $47 a month. Are you kidding me? It's so simple. Now, again, my intention is to help you increase your production. And that's my only intention. Because at $47 a month, obviously, I'm not making money off of this. That's not the point. What I do want to do is pay the people who put this stuff together and just make sure we cover our expenses. That's it. So this is our gift to you. And yes, it'll cost you, what, $560 a year or something like that. I hate doing math in front of people. Yet $47 a month is so simple. Let's make that happen. All right. So what questions did you guys bring to the call today? Because today's call, it's always about you. So what questions do you have? How can this group of like-minded people help you solve whatever challenges you're facing right now in your business? Talk to me.
I got a quick question regarding the program. So what day and time are the half an hour and hour mastermind call?
Over to you, Rob.
Yeah, we haven't done the 30-minute, the accountability call yet. It's going to be on a Monday, though. And I'm going to get with Mason and Sean. It'll probably be somewhere right around, I would think, somewhere right around in the morning, 11 o'clock or something on that line, Eastern. Okay. But we maybe be a little bit later, only for the fact of California folks. Okay. But definitely we have already the hour, 45 minutes to an hour mastermind is going to be at the same time right now. In other words, it's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern. It's going to go about 45 minutes to an hour. And that's where you're going to get a lot of content. But just know this, Jack, we're going to have something where, and I haven't told this to Mason and Sean yet, we're going to have something where you can plug in your numbers during the week or right before the accountability on Monday so that we can see what you are actually doing. And it can actually calculate how many contacts per hour, how many this, how many that, as long as you put those numbers in. And so we're going to have that 30-minute, accountability on Mondays. And then we're going to have the 45 minutes to an hour mastermind on Tuesdays.
And also just one thing I want to add on that as well, Jack, in the community itself, we will be scheduling out all of these calls in a calendar. So we've built this on a different platform or on a new platform. It's called Circle. Another huge advantage to using Circle is you'll be able to access all this content from your phone. They have an awesome app, just the Circle app. You'll be able to sign in, see all the content. You can ask your questions in there. You can check out all the resources, all of that stuff. And we'll have that calendar with that full schedule. That's where you're going to go to receive all the updates. Once you join the community, you can turn on your notifications if you want to hear from us. And we're going to be sending you all the reminders and everything you need so you guys don't miss out on anything that you guys want to be a part of.
Fantastic, Mason. Way to go. All right, so I'm going to shift gears a little bit. By the way, this free mastermind that we do every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific, it's going to be replaced by the Accelerated Breakthrough Plus program. So, sadly, this is our last free week. And if you choose to engage, well, then complete the web form. Guys, $47 a month. Just let's make that happen. And let us just consistently pour into you. One thing I found is that when I pay for something, guess what? I find value in it. See, if I found a Congressional Medal of Honor on the sidewalk, I wouldn't wear it around town. You get it. I didn't pay for it. Okay. I didn't pay the price to obtain it. So I would just encourage you, if you want to, if you've enjoyed these sessions, if you've extracted value and added value, well, just please keep showing up. Okay. Please do that. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to shift gears completely. And I want to talk to you about ways that you can add value to your sphere of influence, your past clients, the people who know you, like you, trust you, your friends, your family members, because if you do your business right, gang, that's where most of your business is going to come from. So what are some of the things, like Sandy had mentioned, she just did an event on how to set up your trust. So many people, they procrastinate on that and they fail to take action. And sadly, they expire before they've got it set up. And then it's a big old mess for the rest of the family. Now, what are some other things that you're doing to just add value, to come from contribution to your sphere of influence? Somebody tell me one idea that you've got or something that you've done in the past that produced significant results. Talk to me. Okay, I'll go ahead and start. May is rapidly approaching. And for those of you who don't know, if you choose to grow a pumpkin for Halloween, you need to plant the pumpkin seed early May. Now, imagine with me that you spent, 50 cents per past client, plus whatever the stamp costs, and you sent them out a flyer that says you're having a pumpkin growing contest that you're going to announce the winner on October 31st. And you send it out early May. You give them instructions as to how to maybe have it soak overnight. That's what we do. And we grow our pumpkins every year, right? We soak it overnight and then we go out and we plant it. And we downloaded the instructions online. And so now we know how to do it, right? And yet, if a realtor sent me the pumpkin seeds and encouraged me to plant them so that my kids could have pumpkins on Halloween, that they grew themselves, well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to think about that realtor as I soak the seeds overnight. Then I'm going to think about that realtor as I plant the seeds in the soil. Then I'm going to think about that realtor every time I go out there with the bucket and I water them. And I'm going to think about the realtor when I see the flowers bloom on the vine. I'm going to think about the realtor when the pumpkin starts to form. And so you get May, June, July, August, September, October, that they're thinking about you. As they harvest the pumpkin and they carve the pumpkin, they're thinking about you. So it's a very inexpensive way to make sure that you position yourself in the mind of your sphere of influence. And guys, it's pennies. It'll cost you less than $1 per person in your sphere of influence. Now, the ratio of your sphere of influence, and let me tell you why this is important. It's a 12-to-2 ratio. Based on the rewrite of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent and all the research that we did leading up to the end of 2016 suggests that when you communicate with your sphere of influence systematically, for every 12 people in that SOI, which is an acronym, to me it stands for source of income, okay? For every 12 people in your SOI, there are 2 deals to be had that year. One is a repeat, the next is a referral, okay? So it's somebody that actually is part of your sphere of influence who wants to buy, sell, or invest, or it's somebody that they know that they're going to refer to you. It's a 12-to-2 ratio. So guys, if you had 250 people that you sent this out to, you made a small investment in yourself and your business. then that turns into about 42 transactions over the course of the next 12 months. So that's one simple idea that you can implement and deploy. I want to hear some other ideas. What else are you guys doing to communicate with your sphere of influence? So I guess it's going to be the Sean Kokoska talking show. All right. I've got several of my clients that are doing Taco Tuesdays, where they invite a taco truck to their parking lot. Now, this is if they have brick and mortar, if they have an office space, or you could partner with your lender or title company and have them contribute to the cause and do it in their parking lot. Yet you invite all of your past clients, sphere of influence, to a free Taco Tuesday night, where you have a picture of the taco truck, and all they have to do is stop by between, say, 4 and 7 p.m., and they get free tacos for the entire family. It's a Taco Tuesday event, and you do it once a month. Heck, if you want to go crazy, do it 4 times a month, 5 times a month, depending on the month, right? How many Tuesdays are in that month? You could do it on a weekly basis. You truly could. All right, Jack, I saw you unmuted yourself. You were going to say something about past clients, and what are you doing to cultivate them, to nurture them, to earn that repeat and referral business?
So I call them once a quarter, and if they don't pick up, I shoot a video on Loom, so I can shoot them that video about the market updates. And I'm doing twice a year client appreciation event, and we started last year. So we did a movie afternoon, whatever you want to call it. And we do want to do something more fun, like what you mentioned. The Taco Tuesday sounds like a good idea. Oh, actually, we're gonna do what's that called? Twice a year, like an investor workshop.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the investor workshop. That makes a lot of sense because it's in total alignment with what you do day in and day out. So a real estate investment seminar or a webinar, you don't have to do it live and in person. To eliminate all of the logistics associated with brick and mortar, you can just simply do a Zoom meeting just like this. It can only take you a few minutes to set it up, start inviting people, involve a promotion partner group, people like mortgage companies, title companies, home inspectors, attorneys, CPAs, 1031 exchange specialists, PNC insurance agents. Just amass your crew, give them the marketing materials, have them promote it to their respective databases, and you get a lot of people showing up for this event. If you do it on a Zoom meeting just like this, it doesn't cost you a darn thing other than what you've done to promote your event.
Sean, I have something that I want to say too. About 2 years ago, well, during COVID, I started playing bocce, which is with a bunch of older Italian folks. It's great. I spend no marketing dollars. I spend $15 for dinner and 2 games of bocce. Did 9 transactions out of that group of people in that time. So just rubbing elbows with people and be consistent and showing up to a group of people, and they know what you do. And then, they start going a little bit. One guy goes, yeah, I'm going to sell my house. And I said, yeah, I sold Diane's mom's house. And he goes, you did? Well, then I'll use you to sell mine. I'm like, okay, we could do that. And so sometimes just being around people and just being consistent, because you're there all the time. They know that you're there, you're going to be coming. And it's $15 a week.
Yeah.
Plus I got dinner. Plus, I got a great group of friends to go with and be around. So,
Sandy, it's brilliant because you think about your ideal customer, and because you're focused on trust and probate, obviously it's an older group of clientele, right? And so,
where the money is.
Okay, well,
yes.
What do they do? How do they socialize? Bocce is a great example of that. And I don't care what it is, you guys. Maybe it's pickleball. Maybe it's
that's right.
bowling,
Whatever.
maybe it's foosball. Maybe it's billiards. Whatever. Wherever they congregate. For your ideal customer, that's where you need to invest your time, your energy, your money, and resources, no doubt, and start forming relationships just like Sandy's doing. And you're going to pick up multiple listings and buyers in the process. So I think that's fantastic. Way to go, Sandy. Sadly, I've got the bottom of the hour. Gang, we cut this off at 30 minutes every week. Any questions about the Accelerated Breakthrough Plus program that Mason, Rob, or I can answer for you?
I just have one question. So this is not going to be no longer here. You're taking this to the Accelerated Breakthrough. So the plus. Okay. So this will no longer be on the calendar for this call.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay.
So we're not doing that. What we're doing is we're replacing this time with the Accelerated Breakthrough Plus program. And even though I love doing this every single week, you guys, I've worked, 32 years in this industry. It's time for me to maybe just pull off that gas pedal just a little bit. Okay. And so Rob has agreed. He's going to take over this call. Of course.
Wait a minute. I'm 35 years in the business, and wait. You're going backward for 32, saying, "Hey, I need a break," and I'm 35 years in the business, and I'm adding 2.
And look at Dutch. He's got 42 years in the business. And way to go, Dutch. You're still
Hey, Jack.
Stuff like this, man. Way to go.
Hey, Jack, check it out, man. I know you can't do it, so don't even try that AI stuff, buddy.
That is fantastic, you guys. So Rob's going to be really facilitating this call, and of course, I'm going to show up, and we're going to have some fun together, and we're going to have fun with you as well. So I would just encourage you to, invest in yourself, invest in your business, guys. See, knowledge, skills, mindset, and habits; those are things that can't be taken away from you. That's for sure. And yet, I'd like the opportunity to maybe do a little more attraction for EXP. And thanks to EXP, I don't have to work like this anymore, yet I choose to. So I'm going to show up. Rob's going to show up. We're going to bring the best that we've got for you guys, our A++ game every single week through the mastermind session, which again will be every Tuesday at 3:00 Eastern, 12:00 Pacific, and every Monday. And we'll give you the time for that accountability call. We're going to review your numbers. We're going to call you on the carpet if you're not doing what you need to do. And sometimes we kind of need that swift kick in the ass. You know what I mean? I know I do. I know I've taken that in the past. And guess what? It's always helped me grow my production and my level of income. So guys, let's make it happen. Mason, Rob, thanks for being here. Joey Satariano, one of our great coaches here at Icon, thank you for being here. And maybe, by the way, maybe this group format isn't right for you. Maybe you need a little bit more attention in a one-on-one format. What I encourage you to do is just simply go to iconcoaching.com, sign up for a free one-on-one coaching session. We'll walk you through several different points. We're going to ask you to rate your business, your current level of production, your productivity, your business plan, all kinds of things on a scale from 0 to 10, and we'll come up with the business assessment score. And the bottom line is, guys, if you don't know the score, how do you win the game? So we'll give you the score, and then we'll help you get, just narrow your focus to what is going to produce the results that you want. Gang, we've helped tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of agents do exactly that. So all you have to do is just kind of submit to the process and say, okay, if I want to make 100,000, 200, 500, $1 million next year, well, I need to improve myself first. In order to get to better, gang, we must get to different. Thank you all for being here.
If you would like to hear more masterminds, hit like and follow us on our social media channels. If you would like to be part of our mastermind session, click the link in the description and join us on our next Accelerated Breakthrough Plus Mastermind.